setState doesn't update your UI. Most Flutter developers think calling setState immediately rebuilds their widget. But that's only half the story. And the half you're missing, that's where the performance bugs live. Because setState doesn't rebuild anything, it just plants a flag. What does this actually do? You write setState, open curly brace, counter plus plus, close curly brace. If you think this line rebuilds your widget, you're only half right. I used to think setState was expensive. I'd call it once, the whole widget rebuilds, everything gets repainted, right? So I tried to call it as few times as possible. I'd batch my state changes. I'd avoid it entirely and use streams or notifiers for simple counter updates. But I was optimizing the wrong thing. Think of Flutter like a construction site. Your code, widgets, are blueprints. Behind the scenes, invisible managers called elements act as foremen, deciding what actually gets built on screen. When the homeowner calls and says, "I want to change the kitchen color," the foreman doesn't grab a paintbrush immediately. He walks over to the kitchen area and plants a red flag. That's it. The flag means this area needs work during the next construction pass. A red flag is not a wrecking ball. It's a sticky note that says, "Check this later." Multiple calls, change the kitchen, also change the bathroom. The foreman plants 2 flags, but the construction pass only happens once per cycle, usually every 16 milliseconds. 10 flags planted, 1 construction pass, all resolved at once. In Flutter terms, setState calls your callback immediately, so counter plus plus runs right away, but then it calls mark needs build on the element. That sets the dirty flag to true. That's the red flag. The actual rebuild happens during the next frame. Let me prove it. I call setState 3 times in a row. Watch the console. Callback 1, counter equals 1. Callback 2, counter equals 2. Callback 3, counter equals 3. Then, build called, just once. All 3 setStates ran the callback immediately. Counter went to 3, but build was called only once. The red flag was planted 3 times, but the construction pass only happened once. But here's the real question. It's not how many times you call setState, it's where in the tree you call it. Because setState doesn't rebuild one widget, it rebuilds the entire subtree below it. Calling setState at the top of your screen, that rebuilds every single widget on the page. Calling it on a small counter widget deep in the tree, that rebuilds only the counter. Where you plant the flag matters. The flag is planted on one element, but the construction pass rebuilds everything below it. That's why calling setState at the root of a screen is basically a wrecking ball. It rebuilds the entire page. Push your state down. Keep the flag as low in the tree as possible. A red flag is not a wrecking ball. setState marks dirty. It doesn't rebuild. Remember, the real cost isn't how many flags you plant. It's how big the subtree under that flag is. Now, what if I told you there's a way to tell the foreman, this area hasn't changed, don't even look at it? One keyword. One optimization that most developers ignore. That's const. And it's the next video. See you there.